From looting everything in sight to trying to figure out which one of these perks you need to buy, or even something as little as a quick save, today, y'all, I've got 10 really awesome tips, spoiler-free, that are going to help you out in Cyberpunk 2077, because in this game, there's a lot of things that the game doesn't tell us that we either need or how to do, and we've got to figure that stuff out on our own or through YouTube videos like this. And all of these tips that I have are super basic, but remember, the game just came out, and speaking of that, I am doing a giveaway of Cyberpunk 2077 digitally for PlayStation and Xbox. Check the link in the description, and if I do help you out, please click thumbs up and subscribe with notifications on. We've got tons of more Cyberpunk videos on the way. All right, y'all, so the first tip that I can offer you, and what I would say is probably the most important and overlooked, is quick save every chance you get, like at the beginning of every mission. Because, well, so far in the game that I have not completed, I haven't beat it, but being that it's an RPG, I just can't foresee this game having any mission replayability options unless you beat the game and you can replay a mission, but then it puts you back into your already beat world. You can't like continue on from there just because there are so many decisions that can be made in the game. There's so many different lines of dialogue, and by choosing one, it could have a butterfly effect that affects everything. So just quick save. That way, if you want to go back at any given time, say you missed out on a legendary weapon, because that's a big thing as well. You will be able to do that, and you will be able to pick up things that you missed. So that's the big thing right there. Now, the next tip that I can give you is to loot everything. Absolutely everything. So Cyberpunk doesn't necessarily tell you things in the game that you need to know. You've got to find them out on yourself, and that's what makes this game so immersive. So when looting everything, the reason you want to do that is because you need money in the game. The game doesn't tell you. And hey, I even have a separate money guide with 6 different ways to make money that you can check out, linked in the description. But yeah, by looting everything, you'll be able to sell things that you don't need for more money. Now, the next tip that I have actually has to do with looting everything, even though we just talked about that. And it's a perk that you need to buy in the technical ability slot, and it's the Scrapper perk. And basically what the Scrapper perk is going to do is rid your inventory of any miscellaneous junk that has no purpose that you pick up. So this, for the most part, is a very good thing, because with your inventory, even though you can increase your carrying capacity in game, over time you're going to fill that inventory up with just junk. And if you weren't removing the junk automatically from your inventory like this perk does, you're going to be bogged down a lot, because when you're actually in game and you reach a full inventory, you get really slow, your health will even start to go down, and it's a big mess. Moving on, I've got another perk that I would recommend y'all check out. This is tip number 4. This is the data mining perk. Now, what's so cool about the data mining perk is that later on in the game, there's different access points that you can get to, which is actually our 5th tip, and you can find them anywhere, whether it be on side missions, and it's just these computers on the wall. And there's different sequences of code that you can actually hack into for rewards. And what I can say is, on the access points, when you're here, don't go in order. Choose the most rewarding one. A lot of times you can make at least $1,000 from just a few quick seconds of a very easy hackable code. If you fail, though, my next tip is just exit out and restart. You can just hop back in. It's as easy as that. So those 2 tips, combine those with the data mining perk and the access point. And the data mining perk, what that does is you can upgrade it 2 or 3 different times, and that will triple and double your rewards that you get. So say you made $1,000, you might make 2,000 or 3,000 instead. Tip number 5, this is a pretty important one, but save your skill points. You might not have thought about this, but as you progress through the game, what it doesn't tell you is that you need those skill points, which is obvious because that's why they're there. But at different points in the game, whether it be trying to steal a very nice vehicle or open a door to a different exit somewhere in a mission that might allow you to be a little more stealthy, well, you need skill points, technical abilities, and things like that to open these doors. And at some points in the game, if you don't reach the certain amount, well, or have the certain requirement, you can't go through this option in a mission, for instance, that might give you a totally different outcome. So if you save 2 or 3 different skill points and always have a couple of those just hanging around, you know, you come to a door where you need 2 of them to unlock it, then you will be good and you won't have to worry about that. Number 4, do side missions. So yeah, there is the main story, which is pretty linear, but to really progress through the story, you've got to do side missions, because not only are they really fun, but they also provide you with rewards, but also secret unlockables and even secret dialogue that can change your whole game and the main story. So yeah, when it comes to money and things like that, like I've talked about in my money guide, or that I might have mentioned a few moments ago, it's important in the game, but the game doesn't tell you need it. So you need to do side missions to make money to progress through that main story. So that's what I'm getting at there. But the secret dialogue that you unlock in side missions by, say, meeting different characters and different experiences will help you later on actually in the game. And even with the skill points that I told you guys about earlier, if you upgrade like intelligence skill points, this is why they're so important, it will actually also unlock even more secret dialogue in the game that might just change everything. You might be able to make a friend with somebody instead of an enemy. So this next tip is going to actually help you in unlocking lots of XP and street cred and ranking those up pretty quick. So to do that, all I can say is be stealthy. Whether it be in missions, what you should do is knock out your enemies, incapacitate them first, and once you've knocked out a whole room and there's no more up and around that can take you out, go back and kill every single one of them, and you will get double XP. So you get XP for knocking them out, and then you get even more XP for actually taking them out once they are already down. So that's a pretty cool little tip that you can use in the Assault in Progress side missions all around the map of the random events. If you knock everybody out and do that, I mean, you're going to make so much XP, and also it's going to help you out in the game because you are being stealthy. So it just depends on your play style. And then the last tip that I do have to offer has to do with a combination of 2 tips that I've already given y'all. Save every chance you get, but also loot every chance you get. So basically what I found in the game is that, say you kill a cyber psycho or somebody with very valuable drops on them in their inventory. Well, when you pick those up, say you were to get killed by somebody else right after, you're actually going to lose those, and when you start over at your last save, obviously you don't have that, but say you kill that same cyber psycho, he will not have the same valuables. So you don't really want to take that chance in losing out on something. So my tip for that would be to create a quick save if you're about to fight a bunch of big enemies that you know have really good drops on them, and then kill them. And if you, say, die and you picked up some great valuables, you'll be able to get them back by just reloading your save, because that save will allow everything to be the same, if that makes any sense. I know that sounded a little bit confusing, but anyways, those are some of the most important tips that I could give y'all in Cyberpunk 2077. If you did enjoy and I helped you out, well, please give the video a thumbs up. Let's go for 2,000 likes if these tips did help you in your game out. I'm going to be posting lots of stuff like this on the channel, all spoiler free. So subscribe with notifications on. And as always, I hope to catch y'all on the flip side.